this is a conversation I've had to have with players.
Yeah.
Like a kid like, well, I don't want to mention players' names right now, but like one of my players he's a true like, and even scouts will tell you like he's a guy who's probably going to play D1 eventually, but.
Yeah.
D1 Power 5 even possibly, but he's having to look at JUCO D1 because of the fact that the transfer portal is just full of guys that have been doing it for a year or two.
Yeah.
And so like in high school sports, not just on baseball, I know, I'm talking from a baseball perspective. I know it affects us. And so I can only imagine how it affects college football. Like I follow college football and I watch it, and I think that it has a great impact on that as well. Like these high school, you're seeing some guys who are probably truly like talent-wise out of high school, especially when we all were coming through high school. They were D1 like certified guys, and they're going small D1, they're going D2, they're going JUCO, and it's not because they don't have the talent. It's because the transfer portal is so full of guys that these college coaches, and they can't blame them. They see these guys and they're like, well, they've already proven that they can do it a step higher. And so we're going to take those guys over them. And so I've even had, again, Lancaster High School baseball, we've had to have the conversation with some guys that I think that have great talent and can play at that level. And we've had to say, look, like, this is the realm of recruiting and coaching in the present day. And this is what you've got to understand. And luckily, I've got a good enough relationship with my guys that they understand that. Yeah. But this is tough conversations, especially for high school football coaches across the state.
And I think you look at it from this perspective where, like, let's just take South Carolina, for example.
Yeah.
Shane Beamer's just finished his third year here or at Carolina. And you don't have the luxury of having this 5 to 6 year window where you're given the benefit of the doubt with rebuilding a football program because you have the transfer portal at your disposal. And especially football is different than baseball because baseball's always had the opportunity to go get players from JUCO. Football, you don't have outside of, community colleges, but those players are usually there for a year, but it like college football rosters aren't majority made up of JUCO or like community college, where as baseball that is. Yeah. And I think these coaches look at it from like, okay, I've got this great recruit at a high school. Like, let's just say, for example, Nicholas Harbor came to Carolina this year.
Right.
As an athlete, he ultimately wanted to play receiver.
Yep.
And he didn't play it that much in high school.
Right.
And, Beamer could have, he brought him in, but he could have very well just went like, we'll go get a receiver like we got Juice Wells from James Madison a couple years ago, and he's already ready. You don't have to – I feel like the developmental part of college football is not taking a back seat, but, you don't have to depend on these 18-year-old kids coming in being college ready when you can just go get somebody because there's thousands of players that enter the portal in college football.
Oh, 100%.
And I just feel like it's a thing where – I do think the high school recruiting has taken a back seat.
Yeah.
And it sucks because there's some dang good players. Look at, Josiah Thompson from Dillon.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be a day one starter because very well could be.
He could.
But, they also don't have to rush him.
No,
if
he's got to put some weight on.
If he's not ready, they don't have that pressure of playing him so early if he's not ready. And that could be any position. Or any player. So you're looking at from the receiver position.
If you enjoyed this clip, you can watch full episodes on our YouTube page, or you can click the link here.
Or if you want to watch another clip, you can click the link here.